Alright, I think it's live, so I'm just gonna try to test everything out and see. This is my new setup for painting on lanterns, where I just taken out all of the glasses, and hopefully this is going to be a little bit like painting on a painting, just with glass. So I have candles behind, and then I'm just gonna see if this actually works. I have a few things I would like to check here, if it's possible, so hopefully there aren't anyone here yet, so that I can test a few things out, and then hopefully, well, hopefully everything works. Let's see. I have some music on. Maybe YouTube is gonna stop me from doing that. But there's a really loud wind outside, and my computer is making a lot of noise. So I'm just testing everything out. There we are, and I can see. Yes. Oh, there's so much to set up here. Going live on YouTube has been so much more difficult than I thought it would be. There, and we have the chat is there. There's so much to think about. I have to, so that I can see how many people are watching. Now it's 1, which is me. And then I have the chat, and I have the video, and I think everything's fine. Alright, I'm just gonna start this. So as you can see, I have my little glass bottles here. These are glass paint. So with glass painting, it's a little bit different than oil. You can't just paint with a tube, basically with just the paint in the tube. You have to mix it with lots of different oils and get different consistencies. So this is my the paint that I mix it with, or I clean my brushes. And then I have my oil, which kind of makes the consistency different. And this is what we're going to use mostly. This is an open formula, meaning that it never actually truly dries. Let me get this sound a little bit lower. There we are. So it actually never dries, which I think is really cool, because that means you can just continue and continue to paint on the glass without having to worry about the paint drying. And not being able to keep painting, because with glass painting, once you paint on it and it dries, then if you paint on top of it, you're just going to ruin everything, and you have to fire it in the kiln before you can do anything more. So, and I have lots of different oils, but I think for this mostly I'm just going to use this one, the open formula. Since I am currently alone, I can try to get over the light even better. That is better. I'm just using paintings to set, oops, make the setup. Very, very difficult to get everything right here. But, oh, oh, I'm not there anymore. Alright, fine, we're just gonna do it like this. Okay, I'm just gonna try to start. This is obviously just gonna be the first layer. So I like to get the different colors into my palette here first. A little bit of blue. I'm not entirely sure what kind of a painting this is going to be. I've been considering doing a Northern Lights lantern for a while. I painted so much Northern Lights lately that I'm not entirely sure if I'm up for that again. These aren't as nice as the little ones, so I'm just going to put those aside once I've taken the paint out. I always need white. But I do love the different the powders that are used for glass painting, and then mixing it everything together. So, and of course the question is really what this is going to be, but as it doesn't dry, it's possible to just start with something and then kind of see what happens. So I'm just going to start mixing and see. So I did, well, now that I was talking about the Northern Lights, it really is something I wanted to try. And of course I can have lots of different things here, not just the Northern Lights. So we can have a little bit of the Northern Lights, and it can be a large landscape. After I have painted so much now for the shop, this is just really for me to try out something, and it can take a lot of time, and it's really just to get back into everything. So let's just paint the sky with one layer first, and then we can add on top of that afterwards. Hello, Brand Center. Welcome to the stream. Nice to see you here. It seems that my live stream here, which tells me how many people are watching, is lying to me. So I'm gonna have to. I thought I was alone here. It's nice to know that there's someone else here. Ah, there we are. Oh, there are actually 5 people here. So, and there we have the chat. Yvonne, well, very good. Yes, I do need the actual names. And there we have. Yes. Like so. Okay, hopefully everything is fine. Hopefully the frame seems to be alright. So I'm just going to start painting. Yeah, and just feel free to chat and talk to me and talk to each other, as we always do in these streams. I've tried to create a little setup here. Hopefully it's possible to paint on it. And it is. Of course, I don't have a light from this side, so I'm not entirely sure how it looks. It's going to be a little bit of a trial and error. Maybe you have a light here. You can put on a little light. And do let me know if the music is, if you can even hear the music, if it's too loud, if it's too, if it's not a lot, if it's not enough, something like that. This is all a little bit of a trial and error. Let's see. This actually, does it help? No, it does not. But maybe it's nice to have a little candle here. Well, this isn't the right one. Hello, Luna. Welcome to the stream. Yeah, so there are actually people joining me here, which is really nice. And a little scary, since this is a completely new setup, and I'm terrified that everything is just going to go wrong. But I'm just going to do it very slowly. And yeah, as I said, let me know about the music. Put it on a little bit louder, because my computer is old, and it just blasts out. But my microphone should be in my phone, so hopefully that's alright. So let's just get the sky, and then it's possible to paint into that. And then of course I'm going to be engraving this, so there's not too much danger about mistakes and so on, because I can just engrave everything away. And that's going to be the same with the Northern Lights here. I'm going to be engraving the Northern Lights into the painting. meaning that I don't actually have to paint the northern lights now. I just have to paint the sky and just get everything a little bit where I want it. This can be a really long process. And it's something I really love about glass painting, is that it's one of the most forgiving processes in some ways, because you can just engrave everything away and add things and so on. It's in some ways one of the... And the paint doesn't dry. As I said, I'm using a non-drying oil, open medium, meaning that I can spend as much time as I want to here, and the paint is always going to keep fluid. And as I said, I can always engrave it afterwards, so it's a really, really calming process. So let's get this here. Oh, let's actually do them in a more pleasing order. And I have a camera glass here. We can put this like so. There we are. And I think you can see, yeah, you should be able to see all of the glasses here. It's so nice to get back into everything. It's been really good with the break, but now it's so nice to just sit down and I often think that it's December, at least I think so in the summer, that those are December and November and so on, the really dark months are the calmest ones, but of course it's January and February when Christmas and New Year are over that really are the calm months when nothing's happening. And I'm taking a little bit of a vacation, and all of this is just, it's really just for fun and for sharing. I do need to protect one of my eyes a little bit. And again, let me know if the music is, if you can even hear the music, and if it's good with music. I'm not sure, but YouTube hasn't stopped my stream yet, and I think a little background music is nice. I'm not even sure if you can hear me, but hopefully you can. Now we just need to drag the paint out a bit so that it's... I don't like it to leave too many lines in the painting. Hello, Nat! Well, let me know if you can see me well, if you can hear me, and if there's a lag or not. And if the music is too loud or not, if you can hear it. Do let me know everything, and be brutal if it's bad. And you can be very kind if it's not. And if it's nice with the light. I can see you very well and hear you even better. Wonderful, wonderful. I've now connected my phone as a microphone, and so on. So hopefully things are better than they were yesterday. Hearing you, but a bit difficult to... Ein bisschen dumpfer Ton. Alright, well, I can speak a little bit louder. Not sure if I can do much else for the tone, but I can speak a little bit louder and clearer. And I should probably speak in this direction. Okay, that might be on different places. Maybe the tone is different, depending on what you use. I will try to satisfy everyone if I can. It might just be the way that I speak. Oh, well, wonderful. Alright, then I'll speak a little bit more clearly. Suddenly my music has some strange, creepy nature sounds. Maybe I'll have to change that. I know that Adrian Fonseca, who has made this music, allows it to be used, so I'm not going to change the performer, but maybe they'll use it. That might be, of course. Well, yesterday was really, really bad, but I was sitting in a different location. I'm gonna see if I can't change the music here. Oh, oh. There we go. Hi there, Lynn. Welcome to the stream. You are allergy fine. Well, allergy fine? I am. I am allergy fine. I've had a good start. I've been really, really tired after painting so much, and so this is. I'm doing a little bit more painting now, just for fun. Doing a little January break. But after having only a break, I did want to start painting again, and I wanted to connect again here. So I'm doing a little bit of a mix. So doing a little bit of, well, this is what I love to do. This is my hobby as well as my work. So I'm doing it not as work now, and as my hobby. And it's important to kind of see the difference between the two. Oh, you're fine. Yes, I am fine. Thank you. I was wondering a little bit. Is that a particular greeting? I'm not. I haven't heard yet. Let's see. Change this so that I can. Oh, it's been such difficult work to find the proper setup for YouTube and where I should sit. Apparently, where I sit in the room is really important for my stream. I have 3 different programs to make this happen. But soon, Lena actually gave me a lamp, a canvas lamp, and that should be here soon. And that would be the next upgrade. And that kind of gave me the spur. Oh, this is not, this is not the best music. Just a second. I will change it. Yeah, this is not the. I'm gonna change it to Peter Henland, which I really like, and he allows it to be used too, but it's not as loud Irish music. Okay. Whew. Oh no, I'm not now water. Sorry about this. I should probably find a playlist before I start streaming. This is not at all what I wanted. Now it sounds like I'm sitting in the middle of a stream. but it's really difficult to use the computer version here. And I'm not sure what I'm allowed to use here, but I think Peter Helland allows it to be used as long as I'm not doing this commercially, which I'm not. Alright. There. There. Okay. Thank you, Martina. Welcome to the stream. I'm glad to see that people are joining me here, even though I have hardly painted anything at all yet, since I keep... There we go. Okay, let's get into the landscape. We have a little sky, and now we can actually paint some of the landscape in here. I think we'll just start with some mountains. Mountains are always nice, and they create depth, and they can kind of create a little bit of the landscape here. I have too many little stupid things here. I can remove a lot of this, this fine dust when I create stars. I think I want to have lots and lots of stars, and we'll paint this in layers and layers and layers. Something I often can't do if I have kind of a time restraint. Okay, let's get some of the mountains in. And I like to just do this very intuitively. There's no plan. There we are. And let's start off music. So what I really liked here, the reason I put it like this instead of painting it in the lantern, is that I can just paint it as if it were a big landscape painting. So I can just do this. Not too, I would like the sky to go through so we can paint the northern lights here as well. But I want a large landscape here, so I don't want to paint it too far down. So I would like some trees and everything here. Finally, I can start with the actual painting process. Much better. And as I said, all of this is going to be engraved, so I don't have to be as careful as I am, for instance, with porcelain. And this is, as I said at the beginning, an open medium, which is something we don't have with oils and so on, because of course they do have to dry naturally. But because this is fired in a kiln, there are things that are called open mediums with glass painting and porcelain, meaning that they don't dry ever. And so there's no rush. You just keep painting. I can get some rivers into this afterwards. I'm just going to paint the colors in a little bit lighter at the bottom. I often have some strange little looks on my face when I paint, and I have to keep remembering that there are actually people watching me. Hi Rania, welcome to the stream. Yes, a new and quite a different setup. And it's still not lagging, I think. I am very excited about this. I'll turn the sound a little bit up. Let me know if it's too loud. I'm not sure if you can hear it at all. I really liked having a little bit of background music. That's all. Here we go. To make sure that I'm not blocking. I think I'm not blocking too much. Let's see, I'm just gonna a little bit too loud. Sound is soft, but I haven't. So it could be. Well, I can put it a little bit louder. This is actually as loud as it gets. That's not true, is it? I can turn it up here so that I can control it better. But it shouldn't be too loud anyway. It should be just soft background music. I will figure out what kind of music fits best. This is all very new. I have to figure out what kind of music I'm allowed to use here at all. Okay, very good. So, established a lot of the landscape here. Oh, it's so nice to be able to paint without a phone in front of me. With these streams, I've always had the phone right here. But now that I can see the screen on my laptop, oh, it's so much better. Alright. We can push these a little bit further in. It's not so much of a shadow. I will have to figure out that too, eventually. But maybe I'm just gonna test something out here. Because I need to be lit, but of course these don't. Ah! There we are. It's going to be a real challenge to make this set up properly. I think this is better. And now we can see the landscape much better here. Really figure out what there should be. So for instance, let's see if we can't take away a little bit of paint. For a river, for instance. And we can make the river go through the landscape. I am Dutchy. Yeah, I think we have a few Dutch people here now. So can you see that? No, you can't see that on your end, I think. But maybe once we get here. I'm just gonna create the river that goes through here. Something like this, yeah, you can see the river, and I can start outlining it with black. Are these multiple lanterns next to each other? I'm sorry, I don't get it. The sound is quite loud. I'll speak a little bit louder. That's just me. It's my phone here, and I don't think I can speak a bit louder. So that's probably it. So the thing is that this is one lantern. It's just the lantern has 4 sides. And I've taken the glasses out of the lantern and put it up like a painting. So what I can do next time, I can just put the lantern frame in the picture. Yeah, so it's 4 sides of a lantern taken out of the lantern. So it's more of painting a painting, but it's so I have a painting in front of me, but then that's going to go into the lantern. I can get the lantern and I'll put it, and I can show you. So this is the lantern. We can put something like this. Here we have the lantern. And these are the 4 sides, so that's why one of them is smaller. This from the... I'll just put the lantern here actually. Oh yeah, you can see that anyway. But yeah, and that's how I figured out how I like to paint on it. I can't entirely see how it's going to be in the lantern. The last stages might be in the lantern. But I really enjoy this process. It means that I have it like a painting instead of one side at every time. It's something that annoys me a bit with candle glasses and with porcelain painting, is that I painted everything that I can see, and then I have to turn it and paint it again and again. While here, now I can do it all at once, and I have the entire canvas in front of me, and I think that's wonderful. Let's outline the river. As I said, we're establishing a lot more where things are now, since so much of this can be... very curious how to... well, me too. I have some ideas, but I have no idea how it's going to look either. I have no plan for this. It's just starting to paint, and I'm going to be painting on this a lot. Meaning that I'm going to fire it in the kiln a lot of times and engrave it and then paint on it again, because I've decided that this one is not something I do in order to sell it. It might come into the shop at some point, but I'm not doing it for that. I'm doing it for me, and I'm doing it to try out some new things and just have fun with it. We're outlining the river, so it's easier to see. See if you can, yeah, you can see it. And hopefully the sound is better if I speak like this. I need a microphone on me. That's going to be the next project. There are so many things that are needed. But my microphone is in my phone, and I need to turn this way to look at you. And that's probably it. So I need a microphone that I can put on me. I think I have access to one, but that's going to be the next project. Yeah, thank you, Nat. Yeah, that's probably something I should, and to a certain extent I do that with everything I do. I paint what I love to do, but since I do actually have to eat and live off of it, I usually do think about the hours. I can't, and I don't want to sell it too expensive, but that means I can't work for a week on something I sell for, well, you get the drift. Now, it's vacation time and time to try out some things, so that's what I'm doing. So, I did enjoy my vacation, but in some ways, my vacation has just started. This is actually my vacation in a way. So I didn't paint at all since, well, before Christmas. And of course, Christmas holidays and New Year's and so on. Lena's father was here. We celebrated everything. But my January holiday is going to be, well, this is actually how I relax. So instead of not doing anything at all, which was good for a little while, I do want to do what I do to relax. But as I said, I'm not going to paint for the next launch in January. I'm just going to do, well, this. This is, I'm painting for me now, and for fun, and to experiment. And that's a vacation for me. There's not much going on, nothing is planned for this month. So, for me, the vacation has only begun, and this is really a part of it. Thank you. I'm glad. It's starting to become something. I'm starting to get an idea. Want a little bit more of a foreground here. We can paint some trees in here. We have the river, and I want everything to be. So I want it to be really deep. Thank you, Luna. Yeah, that's what I thought. As I did do nothing for a while, and I didn't paint and so on, and I actually downloaded an old computer game, Civilization, and played that, which was good. But then I realized that the way I really calm down and take time off is actually by painting. So I just had to find out a way to do my hobby as well. Which is a bit of a challenge when you make your hobby into your work, but I think it's going to work. And as I said, this lantern, I'm really hoping to create something quite special here. I want to burn it in the kiln 20 times. I want to engrave it 5, 6 times. I want to paint layer on layer on layer. I want to paint with gold and luster and silver, and just really go completely nuts on this one. I'm not thinking about a wage. If I sell this, I'm going to sell it for the normal price, even if I use 50 hours. Maybe I'll just keep it for me. But I'm not thinking about that now. I really wanted to paint on something for a while now, to just paint it as good as I possibly can for as long as I can, and just see what comes out. And I'm imagining a brilliant sky with stars and the Milky Way and northern lights and an incredibly detailed landscape and a forest here. Hey Colin, welcome to the stream. Lovely to see you here. I just watched your last video, and I think we're a little bit in the same same place. I was just I kind of got a burnout too, painting this fall, because I had painted so much, well, for years now, and then I painted for the Christmas launch, and then for the market, and yeah, it's been too much, and now I am just doing this for pleasure and for me, and I need to calm down and take it more slowly, and it resonated with me a lot, your last video. For those of you who haven't seen it, you should. Carla's last video where he's talking about well, if you do what you love, there's a huge risk that you just do too much of it. and then you need to do it differently. And that's what I hope to do too. Working differently, working, not hustling. It is very hard to complain. It's like, oh God, I've painted at home too much. but it's yeah, it happens, and it's really important to do it in a different way than I've been doing too. I actually put a timer on it to see how fast I can paint. Um, oh right, Lynn. Yeah, the thing, it changes while you paint. That's lovely. That's exactly what happens when you just really get into the flow. But my God, Colin, I have thought about you. You've worked a lot and you created so much, um, and in some ways, it's it's a part of it. In order to create something new and something like what you've created, I think you kind of need that energy as well, and then you have to correct it. And I really hope that you manage it. I hope that I will manage it. And yeah, I think 2024, I definitely want to work a little bit differently. Even though I still need to paint a lot, um, but hopefully I'm not going to get another burnout. Yes, that's right, Luna. In my own rhythm, and it's often the way it's done. I don't necessarily think it's the, well, it is a bit the amount too, but it's the way of doing it, and not taking time to just being present when you're making dinner and so on. You're just taking it slow and still creating, because I still want to do a lot. Yes, we do have to, and that's very good, Kalle. I saw that you unfollowed a lot of people. Um, I post so seldom here that hopefully I'm not the one that, social media wise, I shouldn't be making anyone feel bad, since I don't post a lot and I can easily take weeks in between. But it's so important that we don't make everyone else feel bad with the amount of work that we do, and support each other and just create a calmer space. I mean, it's completely idiotic if we live this far out in the forest, trying to calm down and trying to be, in a way, a good role model, but also just for our own sake, and then working too much and getting a burnout, when that's exactly what we try to escape. It's really something we need to take responsibility for in our own lives and supporting each other. I think if the entire why on the internet is this drive, then it's really toxic. But I think, as you did, as hopefully I can contribute to as well, is that we do have the power to do it in a different way, and doing it in a calm way. Because otherwise, why are we doing this? We could just be in the city and stress around, like so many others are doing. Let's create a tree into the landscape. Yeah, and yeah, Lynn watched Carla's video as well. Too. I think that is really important. It can so easily on social media and everywhere. It's so easy to get the impression that everyone else is doing so much, and God, you're not doing enough, you're not posting enough, and that's exactly what we want to. That's exactly what we want to avoid, and which is why I'm. Yeah, Lena said that in her video too, that it's not about the amount of people watching and the amount of content. It's about the quality of it. And I mean, I have so many, and so few, which is in a way, but regular people who can watch the stream for hours, and we can sit here and chat, and it's just really nice. And it can be slow and calm and so on. Ian and I have talked about this too, that when we find our farm, it's just so important that we've already created the rhythm and the speed that we want so that we don't fall into this trap. Alright, we have the one tree and we want a little grouping, I think. Groupings of trees, and then remember, I'm going to engrave all of this. As you can see, if I paint too much, it runs. We don't want that. Which is something I really enjoy about these live streams, because I can just paint what I want to paint in a very slow way. I can just sit here for hours. I don't have to plan anything. I don't have to cut and create a big video or something like that. So for me, it's just such a nice and calm way of doing this. And still inviting people in. Okay, so we want the forest. Just have to think a little bit, because we want the northern lights here. We can create a little bit of the northern lights already, just kind of put where it's going to be. I have figured that it's nice to have the movement first and then get the stripes. So let's get the northern lights movement here first. I might need it to be a little bit lighter with more candles in the. Do I have more candles? I have this one. I can pop that or two. Still haven't figured out how many candles I actually need here. This one. It's a little bit lighter. So what I wanted to do is I wanted to have the northern lights here create a little bit of depth. So I need first to create the line. You can't see much now. It's just one layer of paint. I'm just gonna do the line there. And then I know where I'm going to be painting the northern lights. I'm gonna engrave it once this is burned, and then I'm gonna paint another layer, and then I'm gonna get the colors in. This is a little bit too much of a weathering thing. This is better. So, and there we are. Okay, it's nice for me to know where the northern lights are going to be situated. Although you can't see much here. You can see a little bit of it. And the stars, of course, are going to be engraved, so there's no reason for me to do anything with that now. I'm just gonna get a little bit of the movement of the lights. And I have to keep watching that it's not... Since this is a paint, as I said, that is non-drying, you can't wait for it to dry and stick to the paint. So you just have to, everywhere it starts running, I just have to smooth it out, like so. But I do want to establish the trees. I want to establish a few more lines. Let's see here. So it is winter, but we can just get the branches in, and then with the engraving it's possible to get the light to really come out here. Then when I engrave it, I'm just going to make a video of that and post that, because it's so loud. Maybe, and at the same time, last time I did an engraving, it actually worked with my other engraving tool. As you can tell, I don't plan a lot, so let's see what happens. what I wanted to say is that perhaps I'm just gonna engrave it and put the video up, and then the next live stream will then be the next layer of paint instead of seeing the entire process, because there are some things that I can't show. Maybe. But I don't want trees everywhere and obscure the painting. And at the same time, I do want trees to frame the painting. A few branches, like so. Maybe another tree here. It's difficult. I do have to remember that it's going to be on a lantern. It's not going to look like this. The sides are going to be hidden, and it's going to be around the lantern. I think I'm going to ignore that quite a bit and just paint it as if this was a canvas. Is it going to be colorful or black or white? So it's going to be colorful. Now you can't see any colors, and I'm painting with blue and black. But there are absolutely going to be colors here. What I really wanted to do, since this is something I'm doing for me, I wanted to put everything that I know, that I have learned over the years, into this painting. So I'm going to use all of the colors. I'm going to be using gold and silver and luster, and I'm going to go a little bit crazy here. So that's really what I wanted to do here. I just really wanted to paint something that I can just use everything. I'm going to use glitter in here so that the snow sparkles. But then of course I'm going to have a little bit of a, I'm going to have to have a light from above to see here. I can try to turn on the light and see how that looks. I'm just going to do a little test. Oh! So here now you can see how the, oh god, well it looks different. And you can actually see the colors. That is interesting. I don't have a dimmer, so I need to get a different light. Okay, it suddenly looks very different. But of course now we can start with glitter and so on. It does, doesn't it? I think I'm going to keep it like this for a little while. And I'll show you some of my do I have it here? I need to get that. I need to get my glitter, which is going to be the snow. Silver glitter unfluxed. No idea where my flux is. Okay. Oh, here we go. So what I have here is I actually have quite intense glitters. I'm going to put it there so you can see. Is this something I can fix? Yes, maybe a little bit. No, I don't want to disturb this too much. This setup has been really difficult to get right. Alright. And well, now it's light, of course. It's the setup is completely different. So here we have silver glitter. It's basically what it says on the back. You can see it's. Can you see that? Let's see if we can. Yeah, I think you can. Oh, there you can see it's glittering everywhere. I'm just gonna do a little bit of this. And oh, and that's actually that can be put on top of it, and it makes the snow glitter. It's not easy to use, and I have quite a lot of these, and I want to use all kinds of things. Yeah, let's make it white, and I have lots of different glitters. Turquoise. I have rather extreme ones. Here we have a turquoise violet glitter, which is completely insane. I can put that down here too. I have to put it here. Oh, okay. Let's try to put that into the painting. I have absolutely no idea how long this is taking. Doesn't matter. The only thing is that my screen is on black, so I probably have a lot more battery power than I usually have. You can actually paint in the colors and everything. The nice thing now, since I'm not really working on a schedule, is that we can just try out all kinds of things. And I am so incredibly pleased with this setup. It's just really a lot of fun. I am going to do a lot more live streams. This is what I was hoping for. And when my canvas lamp comes, this is going to be even better. I can just move the photo or the frame around much more. Okay, let's mix it up a bit. I probably need my flux. Flux means, so this is of course pigment, paint, and glitter, but the glitter doesn't have anything in it to stick on the paint. But I have a see-through mixture which sticks to the paint, keeps it on the glass. And I'm just going to see if I can find it. If I can't, well, never mind. I'm just going to paint. If it goes away, we'll just add it next time. Here we go. So this is basically a clear mixture that you mix with glitter, so that the glitter, you can see the glitter through the paint. Okay, let's mix this a little bit. So, a little bit of white though, I think. This is something I haven't really used a lot. I bought it for the Christmas launch, but since I didn't really know how to use it much, I couldn't experiment too much with it. Which finally I can now. Okay, oh god. Okay, and watch not speaking too much. Okay. I'm going to try the turquoise glitter. You're not going to see it glittering too much on the painting. I might have to try to sprinkle it on top of it for that. It's just going to look a little silvery. Let's see if we can get it on the tree. We need to do it quite thickly. It probably needs to be burnt, and then you can put it on top of it. But never mind that. Let's just try everything out. Let's see here. So if we something like this. Oh yeah, we have white at least. New Year's sale, and thank you so much, Luna. Yeah, it's the New Year's sale are products from the entire year and a few new things. So it's we basically found out the way we're going to do it probably every year now, which is every new launch, everything goes out of the shop, and at the end of the year, everything comes in until February. At once, everything that wasn't sold on the different launches, and a few things from the market are added. So thank you. Yeah, that was a lot of work, but thank you. That it turned out well. It's good. It's really good to know. All of that, which is in this shop now, it's kind of the reason why I need a break, basically. But it's been so amazing that it even works, that I can do this. So it's been incredibly wonderful that's possible. Thank you, Luna. Well, at least you can join me here, which is wonderful. Yeah, at least I tried with the small candle glasses to make something, and the talismans to make something that's cheaper. But of course, with having to pay for shipping and everything as well, I get that it's really expensive. So this is just going to be some slight shimmering. To really get it to be glitter, we have to spread it on top of it. But that's really something in the end. This is way too early. This is the first layer, basically. A little bit. And of course we can start to add a little bit of colors to the Northern Lights. Even if it's going to be engraved away, it's often nice to know how it's going to look. Oh, wonderful. Oh, even if I can't purchase everything. I misunderstood. I thought you said anything. Yeah, true, of course, you already have. Well, I can't expect you to purchase everything. Now I'm connecting everything. It's difficult because it's the different name here in the stream. It's the story. I think it's only a few days ago, isn't it? We shared that story. And yeah, I really enjoy the talismans. They're a lot of fun to do, and it's possible to sell them a bit cheaper at least. It's taken us a year to find the right wood and the right everything for the talismans. It's been a journey, but I'm so glad that we have them now. And I really like the fact that I can just completely focus in on the details with those. As if I would paint a big a painting or even a cup in the details that I do with the talismans, it would take weeks to do one. Hello, Maria. Oh, very good. I was wondering about that. Thank you so much. Yeah, I'm glad that the music it's a good addition. I tried to do that in the Instagram streams, but they just blocked me. But I always wanted to have a little bit of a background sound. This is how I paint. I always have, not always, but I usually have some music or something that kind of sets the mood in the background. So I'm really, really glad that I could do that here. And I should probably put this a little bit more. I have no idea how I look concentrating here away from the screen. Yeah, exactly. Ah, right, I get it. Always a bit embarrassing for me when I speak to someone here for a while and I'm not connecting the fact that I already know you. So sorry about that. So the nice thing is, even if I'm painting really, really thick here, but there's no danger of it running in the kiln because it's going to be laying flat. Um, so I can actually paint as thick as I want to here. And glass painting never cracks off, thankfully, so I can just put incredibly thick layers, and if it's too thick or something like that and it's not right, I'm just going to engrave it away. And I think I am actually going to engrave live. We're just going to have to turn down the sound or something. Oh, absolutely. Well, I'm glad. Well, why I'm so happy to create these live streams and have them like this. Why I wanted to have the picture here as well for such a long time is that I actually do want to open up a space. It's really something that I've been thinking about a lot, and I really, really want to not just paint and show it. I want to create these spaces, to these calm and yet connected spaces. And I'm really glad that you guys are joining me here and making that possible. I really, really, really want to do that. We live so far away, and I know a lot of people. It's kind of going in a very isolated direction at the moment. Everywhere, basically, even in the cities where people live so close to each other. Uh, a lot of us are much more isolated than our nature actually wants to be. And so it's so important to find ways to connect more again, I think. And maybe this can be one way of doing that. Even if it is online, and of course the face-to-face connections are incredibly important. I think this is the way to use social media to connect. And hopefully in the painting course we can do something like this, and I can have the windows of those that are a part of it actually to see people there and so on, and actually come more together, because I would like to see you guys as well. So I'll have to figure out how to do that. I mean, these live streams, I think you can invite people in. I would like to use this medium to connect more than what we usually do. Oh, I think it's alright. It's a little bit strange with this water sound, I think. Let me know when I should change it. I really like his music, but sometimes it's a little bit too... Oh, we can do a piano mix. I think that would be nice. Let's see if that's good. I've not heard this one before, so... There we go. Absolutely, Luna. Of course we can. That should be possible. I have to figure out exactly how to do it. And I think probably in the painting course, because we have a forum there, it might be better, because then, I mean, people are a bit safer. I am an exposed person on the internet, but not everyone would like to just be public. And there I know those that are participating, and they are starting to know each other, so I'm probably going to start doing something like that there, and figure out how to do it, because these are going to be public online and so on, so I can't really just open this up, I think, maybe. It would be fun to invite a few people, even in a live stream on YouTube, and just paint together, and just see what everyone is doing, and kind of be inspired while we're painting. And now that I finally have my setup here, I'm gonna start experimenting around a bit. I really like this much thicker paint. It looks much more like snow. I'm just gonna try to experiment a bit here. And let me know if any one of you have any ideas on how to do that, or if you, let's say if you imagine being a part of a live stream, would you like to, I mean, how would that look? what is the ideal version of that? I mean, for me, since I'm a painter, it's just natural that we would then be painting together. Instead of just talking. I think that's a very nice thing. This is going to look absolutely insane, but hopefully nice. Hairs, dog hair everywhere, even if they're not allowed in here. Not with two, of course. Of course, now that I am... Well, maybe you'll have a light sky, and then some northern lights, and we can even have a sun. And we don't have to follow any rules here, I'm just considering. Because I kind of like the light. We can have a moon, we can have the moonlight, and we can have some northern lights. I'm just going to put absolutely everything into this. I'm just going to put some more wood in the oven. Just a second. It's starting to get a bit cold. But thankfully I have the oven right behind me. There we are. Yeah, so then I'm going to put this in the kiln, and then it's going to be finished tomorrow, and we can just keep going with this. It's going to be a live stream series from this lantern then, I think. And it's going to be a lot of fun when this has been in the kiln once, because then we can engrave, and things can pop more, and then another layer, and that's when things really start to happen. I'm considering having a little bit of a... Well, the light can be the moon. Of course, we don't have to... The light can be the moon, so I'm just going to remove a little... There's not much paint to remove. But if I remove a little piece there, then I think that can be the moon. So, oh, you can see my... I'm just going to remove a little bit of that. It looks much nicer if we don't... like that. To get used to the fact that I have a much bigger space here. So let's just remove the paint here. And then with the brush, even it out. And the more times I do this, and then I can engrave a little bit, and then I can do some paint on top of it, and it's going to radiate, I think, really nicely. It's just layer on layer on layer, this. Yeah, I think of course it needs to have the northern lights, but we also want a full moon, and that's the nice thing with painting, is that you can just do all of the things that usually aren't possible, and just put all of those in and just really let the imagination go. I think that's what we're going to do here. Let's see. I painted so thickly, I need to lay it into the kiln soon, because everything is going to start running. Maybe next time we paint with drying paint. The thing is that they don't mix, so I have to decide either one. but if the paint dries, it gives different options, different possibilities at least. And it's all going to be a lot more impressive once we've gotten a little bit further. It looks a bit like a mess now, but it's just the beginning phase. And now that I have this set up, there are lots of things. We can have a huge oil painting here, and just do lots of different things in these live streams. Let me know if there's anything in particular. Hi Susan, welcome to the stream. Nice to have you here. So we're painting on a lantern, and we just spaced it out. You're like a canvas painting. I'm actually quite deep into the stream already. I've just really gotten into the meditative part of painting here, when it's just all the different things have been placed and it's possible to just let go, let the brush go, and just see what kind of needs to be done. And this is when I can really just calm down, relax. I love this part. As I've said before, I paint with non-drying paint here, meaning that I can just, for as long as I want to, I can just go around here and add some details and push the paint around. Nothing is set, nothing is done, until I then put it in the kiln. It's really scrolling outside. It's very easy to forget that I'm actually live. Keep trying not to hum, but it's nice to have you guys here. I'm just going into the zone. Really like that with these streams, that sometimes there's lots to talk about and say, and sometimes it can just go. probably not that much more I can do now until it's been burned. I don't think, because it needs to be burned before I can do anything else really, before I can engrave it or anything like that. So I think for now, this is it, and thank you for now for being part of this live stream. And I think if nothing comes in the way, I'm going to continue tomorrow. I'm going to put this in the kiln now, and then we'll engrave it and continue it tomorrow. So if there's nothing, no, I don't think there's time to start anything else. We've been doing this live stream now for 86 minutes, for almost 1.5 hours, which is too long. Thank you, Luna. Thank you for being a part of the stream. It's so nice to be able to open this space, and when you guys join, and I'm so glad that this seems to be working. So until next time, thank you so much for joining me. I'm just going to clean my brushes. I don't like to do this too abruptly and just end it. So I'm just going to spend a little time cleaning my brushes here, and yeah, just thanking you for joining me here in this very, very, very calm space. Thank you, Susan. It's so wonderful that you guys take the time to be a part of this. And I hope now that I have everything set up here, and I just have this time, that you can do this a lot more. This was always my goal. It's taken me a few years to really make the setup work, and I'm sure there's lots more that I can improve. But for now, I'm really, really happy with it. Yeah, I think that's the setup that I'm going to keep. The light and the music. And there all the brushes are cleaned. Thank you, Maria. Thank you, Lynn. Thank you, Susan, Luna. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Nat. Yeah, thank you for joining me. And thank you to... And thank you for... you as well. Probably people that have joined me that haven't said anything and have just been a part of this. Thank you to everyone. So, till next time. Bye.